All right, everyone. I hope you can hear me. We are going to get started now. Welcome to the midweek update, and I'm glad that you're here today. If you are with us streaming live, check in. Let us know that you're streaming with us. Perhaps you're listening through the mobile app to the podcast of this. Welcome wherever you're at. We are so glad that you're with us today, and we hope that you find this a time where you can connect even deeper with the State Street community, but also that hopefully you'll have a little bit of fun while doing it. And I'm joined again today by Pastor Extraordinaire, the incomparable, never one to back down from a hard day, Rebecca Crain.
That's such a nice introduction, Nate. Thanks.
Hey, thank you. Well, I felt bad. I rewatched last week, and I was a little bit mean to you, as I can be, and so I wanted to be nicer today. So
I appreciate that. But you're at least trying.
Well, you had a bad day too. So explain a little bit why are we doing this later than usual?
Because I was stuck at a garage because I was having problems with tires on my car, which seems to be always an issue. I have such bad luck with tires. I don't know why. If there's a nail or something weird in the road, I'm going to find it. I don't know why. But it's still not fixed. But I had to kind of run all over the place trying to get it fixed. And I mean, it's small in the grand scheme of things, but still kind of annoying.
Yeah, it is. My last flat tire, I went to change my tire, and I realized that there was no jack in it. So then I had to call my dad and say, "Hey, Dad, are you in town? I need some help. Or I need a jack. I don't need some help because I can change my own tire." But then he came out and changed it for me, and I never felt more like a child because here I am, 38 years old, and my dad changed my tire.
And he didn't make fun of you at all?
Oh, no, he did. No, he did.
All the time. So
no, he made fun of me there, and then also when we went to the get a new tire, because he took me. He's like, "Well, let's just take it into Schaffner's and get a new tire," and then he proceeded to make fun of me to the people there as well. So
I cannot change my own tire, and I'm okay with that. I don't feel shame in that. I just can't, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, there's just some things we're good at and some things we're not. I'm getting better at that kind of stuff, but I'm not great. But hey, regardless, I'm glad you're here. I haven't seen you all day. You just came to church, and I'm sorry you had a rough day. And like you said, on the scheme of things, not a huge deal, but still frustrating.
Yeah.
So it's time, before we go too much further, we got to do our birthdays. This is a big deal because we care about people and we're glad they're born. We have a decent amount of birthdays, not as much as last week, but you know what we have this week? A lot of anniversaries, because next week is June, and June is the month where everyone gets married. So I'm going to get through birthdays here. I'm going to get through birthdays, and then I'll stop. We'll recognize the birthday. And then we'll do anniversaries. If you have an anniversary song, I don't know if you've been working on an anniversary song, Crain, but if you have one, you're welcome to sing that as well. Have you learned the Tony anniversary song since I brought it up a couple weeks ago?
I have not. No.
All right.
No. I'm going to be honest. Not high on my list of things to do.
It's not what you should tell your boss. That the thing that it's all I've wanted you to do the last 2 weeks is learn a Tony song.
Fine, I will. Let me make a note of it.
I guarantee you this.
Notes.
If I gave this to Dave Ferris, he'd have this thing tabulated by now and going. So I need you to work with David, record it, and get it going. All right. So here's our birthdays for this week, starting today till next Wednesday. Listen, if it's your birthday, we are so grateful for you, and we wish you a happy birthday. So here's the list of birthdays, all the way from adults to kids. Lana Mitchell, happy birthday.
love you. Happy birthday.
Tasha Gorley. Hey, Tosh. Happy birthday.
Thanks. Happy birthday, Tasha.
William Foster. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, kid.
Carson Harmon. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Kaya Sebasti, my niece. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Kai.
That's nice. Happy birthday.
I love you, kiddo. All right, Mike Deckard. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Drake Ruiz. Happy birthday.
I feel like we should wrap that. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm a really bad rapper.
I'm a bad rapper as well.
Okay, well, shocking.
I know.
And I feel like we would probably be on some kind of like see these like really corny white people YouTube channel if we tried to rap. But I do know that Joe has a new album out. Rhymer Educator has a new album out that dropped, I think, today. So if you haven't listened to it, it's inspired by COVID-19 and just kind of he recorded it while he's in isolation and stuff like that. So anyway, that came out today. But happy birthday, Drake. I hope you have a good day, buddy. And then Mark Secor, leadership team member, one of my besties. Mark Secor, happy birthday, buddy, next week. Okay, so we have 4 anniversaries coming up in our community. Very excited. One that still is this month, and the next 3 are within the next 3 days of next month. So happy anniversary to these people. James and Aaron Conlin, happy anniversary, guys. I was at your wedding. Happy anniversary. Yep.
You did it, guys.
Way to go. Way to go. Joe and Patty, Janice, happy anniversary, guys.
Happy anniversary. All you need is love.
All you need is love. Did you have at your wedding, did you have like one of those Love Actually scenes where, you know, your friends said, yeah, we didn't either.
I like that scene though. I'm moved by it.
Yeah, no, our wedding did not have anything cool like that. George and Aaron Coland, happy birthday. Or wait, no, it's not your birthday. Happy anniversary. Sorry. We'll edit that in post.
Fun fact, I babysat Aaron when she was little a couple of times. So.
Oh, really? Really? Fun fact. And finally, Mark or Crystal Booblets, happy anniversary, guys. We love you.
Oh, we miss you.
We do. All right, that's our birthdays and anniversaries for this week. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, guys. We miss you. We love you. We look to seeing you guys and celebrating again sometime in the future. Okay, our question of the day, Crain. All right, this is important. If you're playing at home, if you're watching, I see Amy, I see Gwen, I see Lynette. Hi, guys. If you're at home, you're welcome to play along as well. Here is the question of the week. What do you wish you would have known when you graduated high school that you know now that you wish you would have known? We have it's graduation season. Obviously, 2020 did not work out the way that we thought it would for the graduates. I'm really sad, honestly, sad for you, those of you that graduated in 2020, because you said goodbye to a season very prematurely that you don't get back. However, I hope and I pray and I truly believe that your best days are in front of you, obviously. But what, Crain, what do you wish you would have known when you graduated high school that you know now?
I think, I've thought about that, and especially because I have my oldest just graduated college, and my second, Grace, she graduated high school last year, so she just finished her freshman year of college. So they're kind of in that season of graduating, and I think watching them and looking back at when I was going through that season, it's just always good to remember to not take yourself so seriously. I know everything seems so important, and it's not that it's not important, but I also think, when you're that age, when you're young, to make mistakes, when better to make mistakes? Yeah, because that's how you figure things out, and it's fun. So try as many things as you can, and if it doesn't work, that's okay, because you get to try other things as well, and it's fun. I don't know, it's a fun season. I'm enjoying watching my kids go through this season. So
yeah, I think that's really good advice. And mine would be, as I think about this, I've been always very forward facing in my life. I've had goals, right? I wanted when I went to camp when I was a high schooler. I decided I wanted to become a pastor. I felt that calling, and I went to college to do it. I graduated college. I started working for essentially. I'm on the same employment as I was then. Now we planted a church and everything, but it's that continual thing. It's always been very forward facing. And I think in my life, as I look back at the last 20 years, I didn't always take like the right time and create the right space to enjoy life enough or to enjoy achievements enough, or to enjoy like the people that I'm surrounded by in that moment, in that space enough, because I was always thinking about the next moment, right? The next time you or if you're if you're in high school, you're thinking about college. If you're in college, you're thinking about graduating college. If you're graduating college, you're thinking about a career. If you're in a career, or maybe you're thinking about getting married, these kind of things. And I just feel like that time really rushed by because I was always thinking about what's coming next instead of really enjoying the moments that I had in that. So that would be my advice for those of you who are graduating, is take your time, enjoy the moments around you. You've been given a gift. Don't rush it. I know life is exciting. There's lots of exciting things ahead, families, jobs, occupations. You will have hopefully plenty of time to enjoy those when you get there. In this meantime, enjoy even the chaos that you're in right now. So, but yeah, if you're, I see more people are streaming with us. If you are streaming with us, please, Bill, I see, Ty, again, Lynette, Amy, Gwen, put your advice. What do you wish you would have known? I love Amy Warner says how to file taxes. Yeah, that's, I think I wish we would have known a little bit more.
You still filed taxes, so.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. I can actually put, how cool is that? We're really fancy here. Mm-hmm. Here at State Street Community Church. Ty wishes he would have had. Oh, that's a really silly Ty Miller's answer. If you're podcasting, I wish I would have known every single team that won a Super Bowl, World Series, or NBA championship. Also, lottery numbers. That's like if you had 3 wishes.
I'd wish for more wishes.
I wish for more wishes. Yeah. By the way, that was a really. I nailed that Ty Miller impression.
I almost thought it was Ty in the other room. Ty?
All right. So next, where we're at regarding COVID-19 here at the State Street Community Church. Becky and I got a really thoughtful email from one of our parishioners about just kind of thinking through some of their processes on this. And it was really thoughtful. And I wanted to kind of share some of these because I think it really parallels some of the things that we're thinking. We don't want to be crippled by fear, right? That's not the goal. That I don't believe we are crippled by fear. We also don't want to be rash. And so we don't want to be unwise. Wisdom is such a key important component in the scriptures. And we want to exercise good discernment to be wise for this. As you know, Beck, we've had a little bit of an outbreak here in LaPorte with we have, I think, 40 plus cases in here downtown that from the construction guys, and we're thinking for you. We also, the city released that they had a positive case in City Hall, and I don't know where they're at on that, but I know some of them are rather serious. So we read that, we take that in, and we're trying to be wise about when and how to open, especially with the context we got. But it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of a need for discernment. And so where we're at right now is what we told you last time, or what we told you last month is the same thing. The leadership team will meet here probably at the end of next week to start talking about what that process looks like. It's not that we haven't been cleared to start meeting. The government has said we can do it, the state, the federal government, local governments. But again, we have to do it in a way that makes sense for us in the building that we have. We have a very small building comparatively to a lot of other churches that doesn't give us a lot of space to socially distance each other. And we've got to figure out the best way to handle these. So we're, again, trying to navigate the middle ground between being too rash and maybe overly cautious, and see where the middle ground is on that. Beck, do you have anything to add to that?
Nope, I think you said it. We want to be wise. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. And I also think, like you said, it's starting to hit a little closer to home. I think for a lot of us, we are going to start actually knowing people who are affected by this, and that hasn't been the case so far. But I think that's just the direction we're heading. So. Yeah.
And again, it's not that we don't want to. Actually, I'm dying to see people again. So if people said, when is it going to happen? I don't know. I think sooner rather than later. But again, I don't know. I don't think we're, canceling services for the rest of the year or anything. But we don't have a firm date on it. Hopefully at the end of next week, we will have at least a little more clarification on when to go and how we're going to do it. So be praying for us and be praying for everyone there. As for the other parts of State Street, obviously, Pax Center continues to feed those who are suffering from hunger and poverty, food insecurity issues. The preschool is starting to meet in very small groups with some of the moms and kids. We've got rules for that will go into place next week. A couple small groups there to finish some of the things that they were doing. And
all I can do to not crash those parties too with the preschoolers, because I want to see the preschoolers too. But
yeah, I agree.
I would be the number that puts them over.
Yeah, don't be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem.
I can across the street and wave.
Yeah, you can. No, you can. You can stand a far enough part away and wave at them like a crazy lady looking at little kids and saying, "Hi guys, I got some candy," and see if anybody arrests you.
That doesn't make me sound very.
Just saying, you could do that if you wanted.
I mean, I could, but just because you can doesn't mean you should.
No, see now, Miss Kathy, look at this. Miss Kathy says, "Yes, please come." Don't listen to her.
No, Miss Kathy's kind.
Well, I know, but she's too kind. Her big heart is getting in the way.
I want to hug everybody and, breathe on everybody.
I don't know.
That's typically what I do when I enter a room.
Hello, guys. How are you?
I can stop doing that.
You do. You know this. You have a very mysterious cough that you've had for a long time. And every time you cough,
I'm a cougher.
I know. But every time you cough, I feel like I'm going to get the COVID. So, and I don't want our parents to worry that every time you cough on them, that you're going to give them the COVID.
I'm not coughing on them.
Okay. But still, you're coughing. And I don't know about you, but if I'm in the grocery store and I hear somebody coughing like 3 hours away, I still think I'm getting the COVID. So,
I know.
But anyway, okay. Bill Nelson says, if there's anyone I'd let breathe on me, it's Miss Kathy, which I don't think he meant to be as weird as that came off. But yeah, I agree, Bill. Yeah, no. Sometimes here's the thing. Sometimes I need a hug from Miss Kathy just to let me know that. What did you just do? Did you just cough? Oh, we're in separate parts of our building, and I'm still worried. I've got the COVID now. Way to go, Crain. All right. So if you're wondering why we're not opening yet, I hope you've gotten your answer. I don't know how to manage Crain, all right, in this pandemic season. All right. So last Sunday, Beck, we started a new series. I'm very excited about this series. Ruth, I've never preached through Ruth before. I mean, I've done some messages that have mentioned Ruth and Naomi as essential characters. What'd you think? I thought it was a good service. I thought the worship band did a great job. I just thought I thought it was a good beginning of a service. Thoughts on that?
but very excited to be going through Ruth. It's like, it's manageable. It's got some great themes in there that are, I know, very apt for many people in the season they're in right now. So it's good.
One of the things that, I don't know about you, but I talked about it on Sunday, is one of the things I talked about is that pain and suffering rarely make sense. So much of my life has been trying to make sense of the pain and the suffering that I'm in, right? Or that other people are in, and trying to put blame on someone, or to put, to essentially have some kind of cognitive understanding for why this thing happened. And sometimes you get that, right? This is a byproduct of a bad decision that I made, or you made, or somebody else made. But sometimes pain and suffering are just pain and suffering. Like, they just happen.
They don't.
And I think one of the things that's helped me in my faith is coming away from that formula of suffering, that it has to have a reason, or it has to have a purpose. It doesn't always have to have a purpose or a reason. Sometimes we just find ourselves in seasons that are very, very difficult through no fault of our own or other people. It just is the way it is. But one of the things I asked, and I don't know if you have one of these friends. If you do, let's talk about it. Do you have any friends that are so stubbornly decent that, like, you could disappoint them, like, legitimately, but they're gonna be there for you regardless? Do you have any of those friends? I hope you'd say me, because I am there for you, Crain. Okay. I will make fun of you in your suffering, but I will not abandon you. Okay. Yeah. No, do you have any of those friends though?
I think so. Yes, I think so. And honestly, I don't think it's always the same person though. I know that I do, and I could think of some, but I also think sometimes it depends on what we're facing, the people that just kind of connect and show up. And sometimes we're surprised by the people that end up showing up for us. So
yeah, I think of that. We've got some friends that are really close to us, and what really precipitated that closeness was when I got sick, and they helped take care of our kids, and through that, almost a familial friendship, really a family was born out of that, and I've had other friends that went through seasons like that with, and for a time they were very close. And I think God used them in that, and hopefully God used me in their life as well. But like you said, it was for a season. It was for a time. But I still believe that many of them I could probably still call up, and they would still stubbornly be there. And then the other thing that we talked about was just a couple things that I'm learning is being honest with God. Which again is part of our kind of MO here, is being honest with where you're at. If you're angry, it's okay to say you're angry. If you're sad, it's okay to say you're sad. One of the things that I think is really brave of Naomi in the text, and she's not condemned for it at all, is she kind of blames God for the situation. God has forsaken her, is her idea of what has happened. And I don't believe God really did forsake her. But I do believe that that was her feeling at the time.
Right. And I love that we see that God can handle that. Sometimes I think, I talk to people who are in such, they almost don't want to blame God, but they are blaming God, because they can't, that's just where their pain takes them. And they feel like they're not allowed to say certain things. And I always feel like, no, God can handle that. Go ahead. He can handle it.
Well, and it's kind of like, right, we treat God a little bit like, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but in our pursuit of holiness, I think we treat God a little bit like a nobility or a politician or something like that, where you need to be very polite, very kind. And so then you don't want to burden God with your problems or your issues, or, you certainly don't want to speak in a way that blames God for something but in your heart, you're still feeling it. And it's been my experience that if it doesn't come out, like, you can't lie to God, right? So if you're being, incessantly polite to God, it's not that he doesn't know your heart. God does. And And I think more so for path for healing for us is being honest with God, not because it helps God, it helps us. Because like you said, I truly believe that the divine force in this world that created the cosmos can handle our gripes.
Yeah.
And secondly, we talked about being honest with others. And that for me, I don't have a hard time being honest with God. I feel like I have that down pretty well. I've been in yelling fits with God, and I've cried out. I've done all of it. Being honest with others can be harder for me because I know how God's going to respond to my honesty. I don't know how others are going to respond.
Yeah. I agree. I'm like that too.
I've got some people that I know won't panic, but you know what for me anyway, the temptation is taking the things that you're feeling, taking the emotions you have that are filtered, them to somebody else, and then trying to fix it. Right? That's what I don't want. I don't need axioms on God. I don't need somebody to tell me where I'm in error in my theology. I just need a friend to listen, because half the time, maybe even more, I know even the solution, right? I just need to know. I need to vent. I need to know that somebody cares.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I hate it when I don't want people to solve my problems for me. I don't want you to give me answers. I don't want you to solve it. Some of it's unsolvable. Some of it I just need to sit with, But
is that what you told the people at the car dealership when you got your
No.
I don't need you to solve this problem for you.
That's a solvable problem.
By the way, I wish people can see what happens every time I have to fix a problem for you. I remind you of something, but that I'm.
I don't know to what you are referring.
I just love it when it's a tech problem and I get to remind you, let a man come and fix this, and then you get mad.
Yeah, it's really, really good when you do things like that too. When you use terminology,
isn't it great? Isn't it great?
Yeah, you come across really good.
All right. And then thirdly, the final thing that we talked about on Sunday, and if you haven't listened to it, I encourage you to do that, is knowing that Christ understands. And I think this is a really key component to flourishing in faith, is that any emotion that you're experiencing is an emotion that probably Christ has experienced himself. But also that, Christ defeated death on the cross and sin and darkness. And part of that is taking our frustrations with the feeling of being frustrated, the feeling of being sad, the feeling of all of that is with Christ, and he understands it. And not only is he with you, but Christ is for you in the process as well, for you working through that, for you finding healing through that. So, but yeah, those are the three things we really kind of talked about: being honest with God, being honest with ourselves or with others, and knowing that Christ understands. Anything else you have to add to the last Sunday Crain Train?
No, that was good, and I'm glad we're doing Ruth. That's a good choice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Next week, if you want to read for this coming Sunday, we're going to be Ruth 2, where we meet the character Boaz. So I hope you come online to join us for that. And we've got
I'll be there.
Yeah. Any of my favorite songs being sung this weekend?
Yeah. And we're doing a new song.
Which one? What's the new song?
It's called My Father's House by Corey Asbury.
That's right. It's not the one I thought it was.
No, not the old hymn, but yeah.
Does it go, in my Father's house there are many, many rooms? Is that it? Should be. All right. Announcements.
Go with me into my Father's house. It's not that one either. So.
Oh, isn't there an Audio Adrenaline song about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that go?
And go with me to my Father's house. And go with me to my Father's house.
Hey,
Midweek house.
get a little crane train falling down or raining down.
What?
A little crane train rain falling down here.
Oh, it's throwback from my days working with kids. Fun times.
All right.
I don't regret it.
Announcements this coming week, guys. Here's your announcements.
And
Preschool will be meeting with a small group of mothers and kids, and apparently Pastor Becky coming up this coming week. Community meal has restarted Wednesday nights, and then Monday lunch. Huh?
how'd that go? Any word? Did it go well?
Yeah. I think it went well. I haven't heard that much about it, which is, for me, no news is always good news. Also, in the next day or two, we might need some volunteers at Brighton Street. If you can volunteer, let us know. Comment in the comments or send us a message. We might need some shoveling help out there. If it's nice tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. If not, probably either
Nice,
Saturday.
not too hot.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be nice and not too hot.
Yep. So if you have a couple hours and a shovel that you can help us, we're going to be putting in some drain lines out there just to make sure everything drains perfectly for our gardeners. Also, you should be checking your inbox for Zoom emails. Did you get one, Beck?
I did. I got one.
Okay. And we'll be continuing to schedule those for our ministry teams and stuff like that coming up. We'll put more out there too. If you're not on a ministry team or you're on a ministry team that doesn't have many people, we'll put more out there just so people can join us and kind of get updates and ask any questions you have about what's going on. And that's all the announcements I have. Do you have anything, Crain?
I do not.
All right. This is our last section, the final word. This is going to be a section where Pastor Becky and I just talk briefly about something on our mind, what's going on or what's filling our thoughts right now. Pastor Becky, what's on your mind right now? Anything?
Honestly, you just said that, and I started to get emotional. And I'm going to try not to be emotional, but I do get emotional from time to time because there's a lot of really hard things going on in our country right now. And I was just reading through just some writings this morning, and a pastor had put on Twitter just this prayer, of praying for peacemakers. Please rise up, peacemakers, during this time. It just hit me so hard because I thought that is exactly what we need. We need peacemakers during this time, not peacekeepers, peacemakers. And this cry, just Christ have mercy, because there's so many people hurting right now, and there's so much ugliness, and it's just a lot. I don't know how to pray, and sometimes when the only way to pray is just Christ have mercy, because you just don't have the words.
Yeah. It's very similar. The thing I wrote down was just racial justice issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got dear friends who are Black and brown and Hispanic, and dear friends who are police officers. I've got people who have money and who don't. I've got all these kind of, and I think about justice and what that looks like, and God making the world right again, because I look around me and I see so much that's right. There are good and beautiful and mysterious and lovely things, but then there's these things that really just suck the soul out of you. Mm-hmm. And I don't ever want to be a person that just looks and just becomes a pundit, right? And a gawker and shares my frustration. Kind of like you said, I want to be a peacemaker. I want to help in God's pursuit of justice, of taking those things that are wrong and making them right again. And praying for the opportunities to do that, not just in word, but also in deed, in our actions. And so it's just a reminder this last couple of weeks that there's a long way to go. And the way to start, in my mind anyway, I try to always break things as small as that you can get, is learning to love your neighbor well, and growing out of that a sense of love and appreciation for the Imago Dei in every human being. not just those that are like us or that look like us or that share our political affiliations or our gender or whatever. Every human being shares in the beloved image of God.
Yes.
Well, on that note, we will leave you until next week. Next Thursday, 3:30 is our midweek update times. We pray you're doing well. We miss you. We look forward to talking with you on Zoom. We look forward to seeing you soon enough. We hope you can join us on Sunday online at statestreet.tv or on our Facebook or YouTube pages. Do you have anything else, Crain?
That's it.
All right. Hey, guys, we care for you. We love you. We look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great week. Grace and peace be with you.